Hi, Paula.
Hi, Els. Today's a pretty special occasion for the two of us. We have reached 50 videos on attitudinal healing topics, and yeah, so it's a pretty special occasion. And to mark this occasion, we've got some apple pie, apples from my tree, um, and we're going to celebrate by eating our apple pie.
Lovely.
Yeah, but we've made 50 videos, haven't we? And so some of it is on attitudinal healing facilitation, the skills, attitudes, the challenges, and these are all on your channel, the facilitation. And then we're just finishing off now with the guidelines and the principles. Mm. So we've done the 12 principles. I'm eating now with my mouth open, mouth full. And yeah, it's been a been a true joy to be doing this with you, Els, and just learning so much from you. Um, Often I need to watch the videos again because you just say so much in it. But yeah, just deep gratitude anyway. So really, really appreciate this time with you.
It's
Thank you.
the same here. I appreciate it also. It was lovely to do all these videos and to do today the guideline 10, the last one.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, guideline 10. We respect the confidentiality of what we share in group, recognizing its importance for maintaining a group as a place of safety and trust. And Els, I've noticed from your book, you really do bring in safety and trust and just how important that is. And my first question's around you bring up the topic of shame in relation to this guideline, using examples of moments when we've done things wrong or we're not proud of when circumstances are beyond our control and have left us feeling shame. You also remind us that shame is a deeply uncomfortable emotion. How does understanding shame in the context of this guideline help create a sense of safety and trust in the group?
Well, it's important to realize that shame, the feeling of shame always involves judgments.
Mm.
And for example, a tribe in Papua New Guinea,
Yeah.
they walk naked around. And
Yeah.
it doesn't offend anybody. Nobody
Yeah.
takes any offense of it. And as an outsider, you can certainly have an opinion about that, but that has nothing to do with this tribe.
Yeah.
And shame is something that happens in your own head.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Mm.
every time you feel ashamed, it's because of a judgment that deprives you of your freedom.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, I'm not advocating that you should walk around naked in your own town, of course. Why would you? Why would you? It's
Don't you do that
cold.
in the Netherlands? I thought you did that. You're more open than what we are over here in the UK.
Only in
Oh.
summer, only in summer. But
Oh, yeah.
understanding shame is simply realizing that you have a judgment about something, and
Mm,
accepting who or what you are helps you move beyond shame.
mm,
Yeah, when you stop
mm.
judging, you will see that there are still things where you aren't proud of, but you realize that it just went that way, or it just happened, or it just was what you did, and maybe you never do it again, or you do it again. But
Yeah,
it's lovely when you don't take your freedom away by having judgments about
yeah,
maybe stupidity
yeah,
or
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
just a
yeah,
mistake or whatever, or
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
because it just happened, you know?
yeah, yeah. Those past regrets of, things that we've done in our past that, yeah,
Yes. And we become wiser as we mostly as we get older, and then
yeah,
we change our ideas about things, and then
yes,
well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So letting go of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, what we share in group is confidential, meaning that it doesn't leave the group. You know, what's said in group stays in group. And this helps me to feel a sense of safety to share and builds my trust in group members. Why are confidentiality, safety, and trust so important in the groups that we facilitate?
Well, confidentially, I can't say the word. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Safety, yeah. Safety and trust are important to give everyone the opportunity to
Mm,
speak openly about things we are generally not proud of
yes.
and or ashamed by, eh? And
Hmm.
as long as there's shame about things, we don't like to talk about them. We
Yeah.
want to keep it secret. But these things often live a hidden life in our minds, and in
Yeah.
that way, they consume a lot of energy.
Mm,
And overcoming shame brings a great deal of inner peace. And often, when we uh, speak out our secrets in a group, uh, then people say, "Oh, I have the same," or "Oh, I know what you're talking about," or "Oh, I am
yeah.
familiar with that." So then it becomes a shared experience that is comforting. That that
Yeah.
that is
Yes.
then we know we are not alone because we are never alone in
Yeah.
doing things like that or doing things that are not so very wise.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that we are going to publish our entire life in the local newspaper, of course, because I wouldn't say don't do that. But it does mean that we are no longer afraid of how our lives have turned out and are still
Yeah.
going. So you don't
Yes.
have to expose yourself, but
Yeah.
it's lovely when it's off your chest, when the secret is off your chest, and to find
Yeah.
out that more people
Yeah.
have the
Yes. Yeah.
same make the same mistakes or
Yeah. Like you say, it's comforting and
yes,
to listen to others in group share their secrets or you know something that they've kept to themselves is comforting for you to hear that. But also, like you say, to share what you need to share, it's the energy, you know, that consumes you. It can just lessen, I think is what I'm trying to say.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So sometimes I do an exercise in the group, and that starts like this. I think I'm the only one. We are in a circle, standing in a circle, and then you step
yeah,
forward. And I say, I
yes,
think I'm the only one who, and then you fill in what you think you are the only one of. And and
yeah,
and then I always say when people say, "Oh, I recognize that," you can come forward and you can
yeah,
say, "Me too." And
mm,
when you don't recognize it, you are allowed to lie. You can step
yeah,
forward and say, "Me too." So that is a very interesting exercise, and it's not
yeah,
allowed to talk it over later on. You are not allowed to go to the other one and say, "I lied when I stepped forward." You know,
yeah,
you can speak it out, and you can lie or you can say the truth.
yeah, yes, yeah,
But then you will find out how much judgment there in
yeah,
you live about some
yeah,
topics. And it's
yes,
lovely
yeah,
to own it. Step
yeah,
forward and say, "Me too.
yeah, yeah, yes,
Let's share
yeah.
it." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What a great activity to do in group. I might try that.
Yeah, you can try
It's a
it.
good
It's
one.
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When confidentiality and safety and trust are present in a group, shame begins to fall away.
Yes.
This allows you to share your truth freely and then focus your energy on taking responsibility for your actions. What does this taking responsibility for your actions involve? I need to
Well,
know.
well, it means not denying that things are the way they are and that things happened the way they happened. Just not denying it. Just once we stop judging these things, it's easier to take ownership of our own actions. When I stop feeling ashamed about something or when I stop judging them, It's easier. And you might conclude that doing something that that wasn't very clever or that it wasn't wise, and you may decide not to do it again or do it differently in the future to just
Yeah,
to find out that it isn't easy to change a pattern.
yeah, yeah.
It will happen again and it will happen again. And then you say, no, I will not, and it will happen again until it stops. And then it stops, and then it will happen again.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
maybe at that time when it happens again, you feel more comfortable with it, that it just
Yes.
once in a while happens. And somebody
Yeah.
comes to
Yeah.
say, you did it again, and you say, yes, I did it again. And
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
clever, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and
Mm.
it can happen again, and I'm sorry already, and really it will happen again, and I'm sorry already.
Yeah, yeah. For future markings,
Yeah,
yeah. That's it.
exactly.
Because we're not perfect and things, yeah, just
Yeah, it just will happen again.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that taking responsibility, I guess it's noticing too, just noticing when these things happen and being aware of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Els, you say in your book that when we deny what's happening or keep it a secret, this is usually accompanied by judgments and shame. What do you suggest to a facilitator or a group member who does this? Someone who keeps things secret or,
Yes,
yeah,
I wouldn't suggest anything
yeah, yeah,
because in fact, when you say I have a suggestion for you, you say you are doing it wrong.
yes, yeah, true, true.
If someone isn't ready to be open about it, then
Mm,
it's okay. Why would
yeah,
you press somebody?
yeah,
Often, and not being open is mostly fear related.
yes, yeah,
And at most, where I can think of is you could say that doing one thing has a certain experience
yeah,
and doing another thing has a different experience.
yes,
And there's no right or wrong. It's just this or that, and everything has its own time and pace. I
hmm,
just would be open to that it is as it is right now.
yeah, yes, yeah.
And when
Yeah.
I'm afraid, I don't want to be pushed.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Your own answers will come when they're ready. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I feel
Yeah.
safe enough and secure enough to bring
Mhm.
them forward.
Yes. Yeah. 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 And in the last guideline, you talked about fear clouding our perception and how we tend to see what we want to see through our beliefs, biases, and subconscious desires. In guideline 10, you add that our dualistic world appears real because of our projections onto it. The more we project, the more evidence we find to confirm it. Can
Yeah.
you share how the cycle keeps us from seeing clearly?
So when we think that it's true what we think, it hardens in a way. It
Yeah.
it becomes more massive and it goes on and on and on. But as soon as I'm open to the idea that I may be wrong
Mm.
when I make judgments, there's room to arrive at a different way of looking at things.
Yes.
But there has to be a kind of openness. And if that space isn't there, it means you'd rather be right than happy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
does that make you
That's,
guilty? No, it doesn't make you guilty when you want to be right. It doesn't make you guilty,
yeah.
but it gives you a different experience. Looking and living from the desire to be right
Yeah.
is totally different than living from the desire to be happy. It's a totally
Yeah.
different world.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe we can fluctuate between the two and
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. We
yeah, yeah.
fluctuate between the two.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
will find out which stories we take serious and which
Yes.
stories we don't. When you, for example, have a story where you are ashamed about and you start telling them in the attitudinal healing group, you will see that after a half year or a year,
Mm.
you only can laugh about the story because
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
like poof, it
Yeah.
disappears.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you have a lovely story, and at first it was a horrible story. It
Yeah.
needs self-training. I
Yes.
have to look again. When
Yeah.
I can't see love in whatever situation, I have to look again. So that's
Yeah.
what helped me.
Yes. Yeah. And that's
Remember,
self-love as well as love in others.
absolutely in the
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
looked at the essence. I have looked at
Yes.
the form.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mm.
and that was for me always the reminder.
Yeah.
Um, when I don't
Yeah.
see love, I haven't looked properly.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Els, at the end of your book, you remind us that when we withdraw our energy from what we project onto, something shifts, just like you've
Yes,
been
yes,
talking about. We become less attached, quieter in the mind, more spacious, and more in touch with who we really are. Um, and that's sort of direct quote from your book. You then gently bring the readers back to their essence, which is what you've just said. And I just love that. I think, what a wow, what a neat way to end this book. And I'd love to hear, you know, what led you to the end to end the book this way. Um, and, you know, maybe bring it back to this guideline as well.
it's wonderful when the group offers a place of safety and trust, of course, eh?
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful stepping stone to where true safety can be found.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's completely within yourself and nowhere else.
Uh,
And
yeah.
a group is because there's a free space, it's a non-judgmental space. It's like a
Yeah.
stepping stone towards your inner self, where there
Yes.
is this free space and non-judgmental space. And once you discover that you have a safe haven,
Yeah.
you know for sure that you'll never want to leave it or forget it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if you do
That's
forget it, you will find it again because you know it's there.
yes. Yeah. Oh.
Absolutely know it's there. It's the only
Mm.
place where you can find it.
Yeah, yeah. And what a beautiful way to end your book. And, you know, it just sort of kind of wraps it all up. It brings us back as a reader. And also brings people back to attitudinal healing groups. You know, it's such a safe space to be able to share what you need to share and come back to the truth of who you are. Yeah. And Els, you do give us some questions here to help us practice the guideline, guideline 10. The first one, what does confidential mean to you? And what makes a group feel safe or unsafe for you? Do you feel free to share everything in group? And the last one, are there things you prefer to keep to yourself? And if so, why? Yeah. Do you want to answer any of those?
Uh, well, confidentially mainly means that you do not share the information publicly.
Yeah. Yes.
And and another thing is that you do not bring it up again in the group without being asked to, without
Yeah.
the person who told it. You are not after a year you say, "Hey, you were the one who drank so much. How are you
Yeah.
today?" You just don't. I've seen
Yeah.
that. I've
Are you
seen that
still an
happening.
alcoholic?
I've seen that happen. Are you still an alcoholic? I've
Of
seen
course.
that happening. Well,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
that, yeah. And about sharing, do you feel free to share everything in the group?
Mm.
It's lovely when you feel free to share everything in the group, and that doesn't mean that you share everything with everyone. It doesn't
Yes,
mean that you should expose yourself. It's good
yeah,
to share something where it can be heard without judgment.
yeah.
So some people say I have to be totally honest, and then they start sharing everything to everyone, and some ears are not ready to
Mm.
hear what you are
Yeah,
saying. So it's nice when you can be selective about where you share. and where you
Yes.
don't, because you don't have to expose yourself. You don't have to put all your personal stuff in the local
Yeah.
paper. You know, it's not
Yeah.
necessary
Yeah.
where your parents read it and your neighbors read it. It's
Yeah.
not useful. Why would you do that?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes, of
That's
course, there will be things that need to be said.
yes.
Sometimes it has to be said, and everybody knows, I think, what is meant by that. And you can say
Yeah.
it without attack. Just say
Yes.
it and leave it there, you know? You say it, dot, finished,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. 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 As a release,
As
you
a
know, for
release, yes,
yourself. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
as a release. There's no action needed from another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no reaction needed. There's not,
Mm.
it just had to be said.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
it. And then you
Yeah.
can take a dot, finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
lovely end, maybe.
I know, isn't it? Beautiful. So back to the apple cake and
Yes.
so enjoy ours and thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
50 videos is pretty good.
You too,
Well,
Paula.
look forward to the next ones.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.